Like, that's just a fuck...
Wow, the mic is on here. What is good, everybody? Rich, yes, I am the birds. How is everyone today? Well, it's weird. OBS, there's a new thing now, and I don't know if it's someone fucking with me or it's another bug with OBS. Like my window here, I'm going to show like this one I can move around like that. Every time I come to stream, it's like this. So it's even wider than that. Like I didn't move it. It's really, 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 really bizarre. Don't know why it's doing that. The Completionist. You may have to start doing that soon. So yeah, it's been an interesting. Who is running net security at Sony? I don't know, but I've never seen a company deal with more high-profile hacks. I mean, I know like Xbox Live has been down from something, and I don't know. Has anyone ever even hacked the Nintendo Switch Online? Is it even worth it? Yeah, well, she needs her gallbladder removed. Jostler, she's getting that tomorrow. So yeah, 2023 has been a fucking insane year, to put it lightly. Juicy Booch coming through with the stealth super chat. Gifted, thank you, DL5. How do you say your name in a smooth way? So thank you, Jostler, Juicy Booch. Thank you very much. I mean, you know, yeah, I gave examples. There may have been some I missed, too. There was the 2011 hack, which basically left PlayStation Del 5. I'll call him Del 5. I'm not watching a 2-hour. I'm not watching a 2-hour. It'll take us long enough to get through the fucking call of oh, dude, yeah, the Max Payne actor. Who is Jaden? Why am I shouting him out? So, yeah, it's been a fuck of a year, man.
Breasts.
Dr. Sex E Coco donated $15.
DL5,
hey yo,
okay.
what's poppin' my people? This is Sex E Coxo, the realest, most delicious doctoress on YouTube, except no motherfucking
Smart
substitutions,
move,
dog.
by the
Y'all
way,
feel me?
DL5.
Listen, I'm back from the Titanic. I didn't die. I drank a ton. I got sexier. What did I miss the past week?
What did you miss the past week? You missed... I don't know if I could literally even do until 2 a.m. I'm not even sure. Blippy on my chest. What is with everyone talking about Blippy today? I saw Nicholas Diorio talking about Blippy. Someone mentioned him at his work, and he said he was laughing. Like there's like a Blippy thing going on. So yeah, 2023 has been a fuck of a year for me. No, I haven't been crying. Oh, dude, I've had people call my sponsors. I know what that's like. Truly a bizarre year, 2020, from DK Oldies to Hogwarts, and now Gerard making a fool of himself. And, dude, my life behind the scenes has been... Yeah. I know. I saw the shit, Google Fish. Thank you for the turd. Why, what happened with Aiden Ross and Destiny? Yeah, 2023 has been a real shit year. It's been a real hell of a year. All right, Justin. I know you want me to watch those videos hardcore. I see you post them all over Twitter too. Well, dude, and here's the thing about all those, like, Aiden Ross. I saw what word you said he said, is that it's sensationalism. And he's on, what is he on? His main platform is Kick right now, right? What do they give him, some, like, insane contract? No. A hard... They need to go behind the scenes with the shit that I've been going through, and they would know a hard year. I just don't talk about it. I don't talk about it, you know. It's, you know, that's not what I'm here for. I'm very sorry to hear you lost your father. Yeah, it's been a insane year. Nothing to do with this shit, you know. You know. I mean, it's interesting, but Gerard... Name of the device. Name of the device is right in the screen cap I gave you, but okay. Alex Roberts, thank you for the wiener. I do appreciate it. I mean, it's literally been since February of 2023 a fucking nightmare for me. Like, it's... Why are you saying think before I speak? I had, and they weren't close relatives of mine, so I don't want to make it melodramatic. My family went to the funeral of like a older aunt of mine, like a distant aunt. She passed away. Then, or he passed, I'm sorry, it was someone who passed away. They went to his funeral. Then another distant relative of mine passed away. Then while they were there, this woman I knew more, who was a cousin, while they were at the funeral for the other person that passed away, she was sitting, she fell asleep, which is something that she did. And she died. She died in her sleep right there. So literally 1, 2, 3. Who's deleting your message? Ain't me deleting your messages, Wes, that's for sure. I don't even have my hand. I have a keyboard here, but my hands aren't even on it. My hands are on my iPad keyboard. Yeah, it's just like one thing after another, after another, after another. And I don't care what walk of life you're from. Nothing will test you like your kid's life being on the line. Apparently Mark Zuckerberg is building a bunker, because of course he is. Sour Balls, thank you for gifting the 10 memberships. I do appreciate that. I'm laughing at these dumbass scalpers trying to sell PS portals. Yeah, I mean, look, I hear they work well. They do very well. What's on the tin? We're going to hear lots of boing. But it's still just your streaming games. Did they patch in with an update where you can actually use like public Wi-Fi? Because I saw some guys showing like, man, PS Portal even works great at a coffee shop. And I'm like, wait a second. I saw the IGN review. Yeah, I hope my 2024 goes better too. You and me both. Phil hack Sony. Phil can't put an SSD in his fucking... Let me get to the Ordinary Gamers video. I love how you type in Some Ordinary Gamers, and the second thing that's there is Some Ordinary Gamers' wife. Who was the lawyer that he had? As a father, I feel your pain. These heroes suck. My wife died, and being a single father... Oh my God, dude. I'm so sorry. You know, and see, this is why another reason, like, I get pissed off at people that I won't name. I'm sure you could Phil. Like, they come on streams, and it's not just Phil. He does it too. I already named somebody. And it's like they trauma dump. And I'm not even saying this to be an asshole. It's like, dude, go to a therapist. Your audience isn't for that. Yeah, your audience, of course, could be supportive of you, but like, there's an example from Enraged Gecko or Birch Tree Syrup. I almost said your name wrong. Like, people are going through it, man. And it's not, when you trauma dump, it's like, I would think, like, what am I here for then? No, I don't think Phil pretends to be stupid. This is the same man. First off, he's not a good actor, Wes. We always talk about this. Now you're getting me on a Phil tangent. I think you did it on purpose, you son of a bitch. He is the man who said with you with a straight face that to make the bread less soggy, they should turn the sandwich upside down. Like the top of the sandwich is made of like asbestos or something, and nothing can like get through it. Like, what does that even mean? Shout out to everyone who lost someone this year. Y'all are strong and it gets better. Rest in peace to all those who have been taken too soon. Love you all. Thank you, man. I appreciate that. And to everyone else out there. Like, you know, I think streamers forget that, is that like people are going through it. So for you to come here and or hear me bitching or anybody bitching, that's not, you know, you don't think that people who have like TV shows and stuff or like talk shows or radio shows, you don't think they're going through shit? I mean, once in a while you talk about stuff, but if you're going to make it that why is Jay messaging me? Hold on, let me get back to him because he's here. Listen, the screen cap I sent you, that's all I know about it, dude. That's it. The screen cap I sent you where it shows the price is all I got. There's nothing else on that thing. That's it. So this guy was doing okay. So you still can't, like, if you're at like a Wi-Fi hotspot, like if you're in Starbucks, you can't go into a web browser yet on the PS Portal and say, like, accept their TOS, right? No, you can't. Okay. Because I'm like, either IGN was lying or that guy was lying. So he was... Why do people do shit like that? Why do people do shit like that? It's so annoying. I mean, he's saying something. Let's see what Jay has to say.
Can you take a photo of the manual, like where it says the specs?
Yes, it's still in the back of my car. I could do that for you in the morning. I'm streaming right now. So, yes. Oh yeah, by the way, a review's coming. I knew, because the thing, spoiler alert, for since, you know, I'm hoping the video does decent. There's only 700 and something people here. It's not good enough to keep. It's one of the better emulation things that I got. So I'm going to return it. I usually don't return shit because I think it's kind of sketchy. Unless it really, really sucks. Try to relax. I'm just going to take off my shirt and just here. I got rid of the Phil song because actually I'm kind of warm in this room tonight. So thank you. My daughter, I went to go visit my kids today. My daughter made me a necklace. That's what you're seeing here. Review Latinas, yes. Dude, there was this really hot black girl that was on Destiny FOMO's live stream, and I literally DM'd her, and I was like, who is that? I will follow them. Like, Google Fish. Fine, you know what? Oh, dude, she was fucking... I'm trying to accept it. It won't let me. Listen, pee in my mouth.
Listen, you took off that shirt and you know what I thought about?
What did you're taking a shit now because I took my shirt off? I thought of Tarzan, King of the Apes. That's what I was thinking about. No, you think of... I'm hanging up on you now. You think of fucking Sasquatch next time. Now I'm offended. So what the fuck kind of device? Look, man, I could be in a 5G LTE, like, but the problem is too is that who doesn't have a data cap? Like, I have unlimited data with Verizon, but the small print says, oh yeah, after a certain amount of gigabytes, you're throttled down to 2G speeds, which I'm on Wi-Fi 99% of the time, so who the fuck cares? So, listen, Google Fish, I'm going to walk around like Bigfoot around your house in the woods. See, if I said it to any, like, new viewer, they'd be like, this man said he's going to walk naked around my house, YouTube. Yeah, no, any company who tells you data is unlimited, look at the fine print. Unless there's one that I'm missing, which could very well be the case. I'm not sitting there, hey, I'm going to wake up and study the terms of service of every single wireless provider. I don't fucking know. But most of them that I have used, they throttle you after a certain amount to a ridiculously slow speed. So if you think you're just going to use your phone as a hotspot for your PlayStation Portal with no questions asked, I got some bad news for you. So sexy, but the PS Port is undefendable, effortless, turd of a productization. Let's get the titties out and start the party. Well, you're really a sexy Coco supposed to be a PlayStation fanboy. Your shoulders, yes, I will give. No, I haven't.
Your shoulders.
I still think that would actually be a decent video to do. I don't know. If I could get my hands on one and review it, sure. But am I going to pay a scalper to get one? No. So, reviewing tech, no, what? Yeah, the video is basically done. He just needs like one other thing from it. Device or phone hotspot connect to. Yeah, that we were talking. My condolences to ones who've lost a loved one. Father Rich, wishing you and your daughter the best. In other news, I'm currently going through a divorce. Aren't those fun? Well, I've never been married, but aren't those fun too? Long-term relationships are pretty brutal too, but nowhere near as bad as a divorce. I was talking to this woman earlier. Woden's Throne said, she said, "Shut the fuck up, cutie, and just fuck me already." It caught me off guard. I couldn't help but laugh. Well, at least she's straight to the point. Well, you must have been in a really bad relationship if you loved getting your divorce too, mama. Like, did you love it? Because, I mean, you couldn't have loved, like, the proceedings and shit. They're a nightmare. But to get away from someone that is toxic, I understand. No, I'm not putting the necklace my daughter made in my mouth seductively. Thank you. No. No, thank you. If you want me to kiss a bear, look, right on the breast. But that would be fucking weird. But thank you. You didn't know. Or did I say it? Yes, I did say it. How much to thoroughly tickle my Bible? Is that a code word for something else? Yeah. It's time for Asian Man. Adam Kreigler? All right, we have 823 people here. Wholly late to the punch, meaning me. Oh yeah, by the way, I saw you guys enjoyed my video today. It was uploaded twice. The first time YouTube decided to send it to nobody. Like, Jay edited the video. I got up late today because of all the shit that went on yesterday. And we uploaded late. He's like, and I'm like, man, this video is abnormally dead. Like, if people didn't care about this topic, it's still very, very... So, all right. So now that I know who you're talking about, let me do this app on my phone. Adam's actions in recent... All right. We'll watch that. Maybe, depending on when we get through this, after the Gerard Discord call. Maybe. See where my energy levels are. That's why I'm not doing any kind of goal, at least as of yet. Rich, when you get a boner, does it make your gut lift up like popping the hood of a car? No, as a man with a large gut, it's not that large. And plus my dick is small, so that wouldn't happen anyway. By the way, the wedding incident happened in 2018. The wedding incident. What am I missing? Generic white male.
What? No way.
Man, that is a piercing bird. All right. Holy shit. I can't shut the fuck up.
Like, that's just a fucked up situation to be in.
Well, that's it.
Yeah. And I don't know, Carl, I don't know what else we can really ask. I think every question.
Yeah, well, I just want to know, like, you said that you don't take care of the books, but you
know about. There is like thousands of dollars worth of shit on this table that could break. You're 2 for 2 tonight, man. 3 strikes and you're out. I'm kidding. Imagine you gave 3 bad suggestions. You're banned. Someone else we know would do that. So
yes.
Did you hear DSP was saying he needs a computer to play Street Fighter 6 because of lag and high? Hey, Phil. Could have had one. Wouldn't have to pay anything for it. But then you couldn't get... Because I'm telling you, I know someone else said this. This wasn't my idea, so I don't want to take the credit for it. He's going to...
Breasts.
Beg. He's going to beg for breasts, which I always do.
Dr. Sex Coco donated $15. The PS Portal meets less than the bare minimum. I much prefer Microsoft's approach. You can stream either from their servers or your own Xbox to any device with any controller you want, or even touch controls. It's Sexy Coco, man.
The touche to that, Sexy Coco, even though I could give a fuck about the PS Portal. If I never play with one, I don't care. Is they say that having the haptic controller is really good. And what other thing did they say? They say that the input latency is better than any other device out there, but it's still just streaming. So once I don't have a connection, or once I have a meh connection, which still happens quite a bit if I'm not home, then what? What? Like, that's the problem with it. We're not at that point yet where, like, I need to be, like, running around Google's... If I could run around Google Fish's house or apartment looking like Sasquatch, completely naked, holding on to the PS Portal, and we live in an era where you could get high-speed internet walking around naked around Google Fish's house, then I'm in. And no, I'm not in his ass. It's not a Wii U either. A Wii U, you could barely go into the next room. But I don't know. It should have been more. Yes, Phil has a mini PC. Remember he said that AMD processors are designed to overheat? I was divorced at 24 and it absolutely destroyed me. My wife laughed and it took me nearly 10 years to recover. I can relate with some of that. I will never get married again as I can never trust a woman 37 now and occasionally. I could see myself with one person for the rest of my life, but in terms of walking down an aisle with them, why? What is this, like, minus something legally on paper, what's the difference? Oh, Rich, you can get tax breaks. Yeah. Divorce that person and see how much those tax breaks mean to you when you have to pay alimony.
But you were aware of what were on them, is that correct?
As far as what, like, expenses go?
Expenses and the fact that the cash was sitting there. Have you been aware of that the entire time?
We'll figure out what day, Jay. Like I said, it's kind of the same thing with the Game Awards. And I couldn't, because my daughter had a procedure that day, which she's fine. And actually, she's doing well. You just don't know. I mean, it's not a... Gallbladder removal is not a big procedure, but I don't want to say tomorrow, hey guys, we're doing a stream from this time to this time. And then I can't. And then everyone's like, oh, there's Rich being rich again.
Dr. Sexy Coco donated $15. Even game streaming in my own home, with my gigabit internet and Wi-Fi 6E router 2 feet away on my Samsung Galaxy S23 Ultra still has horrible input latency for anything requiring precise inputs. Less control latency is good, but not good enough.
I was playing and I forgot how it's such a disappointing game because it sucks. The game I'm about. What is the name of the game? It's this game where you have a weapon. It's a third person. It's kind of like a mixture of... It's like Gears of War, but they added an extra element to it. Where you have like this thing. It's like a spherical boomerang with hooks on it. And you could aim it in slow mode and like decapitate people or chop off their arms. And it sounds great on paper. It has guns. It has all this. And I was playing it through Sony's... It was a PS3 game. No, it was not. It wasn't Rage. I can't remember it now. And it's even in my Dark Sector. Holy shit, Bluntmore, you're good. Dark Sector. Classy Tack, you're good. And it's like... It's a bad game, but it's almost good in like 30 different ways. Do you realize we still haven't watched a millisecond of this video yet? It started at 28 seconds. It could have been like so much better, even for its time. And just the gunplay sloppy. Even, well, it was funny. I had to turn it off because this is during the not DualShock. What do they call it before the DualShock 3? Because it didn't. Remember, they were going through a lawsuit, but Sony was trying to convince you that having vibration wasn't necessary. And I was trying to control the weapon 6-axis. Thank you. And it was just like not doing anything. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? I had to go into the options in Dark Sector and turn the 6-axis off. But it sucks because the game shouldn't suck, but it sucks. Anyway, let's watch this call. Marry me, I'll give you tremendous stakes for life. Listen, get banned off the ballot in Colorado and have everyone say that we live in a dictatorship. Don't even start me on that.
Like that
When Trump himself said he was not going to accept if he lost the election, but yeah, dictatorship.
It's just a fucked up situation to be in. Yeah. And I don't know, Carl, I don't know what else we can really ask. I think every question.
Yeah, well, I just want to know, like, you said that you don't take care of the books, but you were aware of what were on them. Is that correct?
As far as what, like expenses go?
Expenses and the fact that the cash was sitting there. Have you been aware of that the entire time?
I did not know. I was not aware the entire time that the money was not being
donated.
donated.
All right. I already have something to say, and it's not. Why? I mean, look, it's good that he did because he got exposed, but why would Gerard talk to these guys? What an idiot.
That I was reclaiming my costs and the expenses, but we had to make sure, because it's legally speaking, you have to do it, otherwise it's against the law, that it was under a certain amount and that it wasn't too much for, and purely just to, like, you know, buying hot sauces or.
I think I hear Muda's nose into the, like, I know I do that too. It's like. Like, that's all I hear.
You know, paying for the dumb shit that we do during the show. Like,
yeah.
The expenses were never more than a certain amount, and it was always, it's like it was less than a couple, like 5%.
Jay has sent me a picture of Quantum TV flexing. That is just, you know, 2023 sucked, but that completely turned it around. Yeah, I don't understand what did he think that someone wasn't going to catch on to this? Like, I wish I still knew. There's a part of this story that is still not being told. Why? Like, that's the thing I don't get. Why was it chilling there?
At most of the total earnings just to reimburse my company if the expenditure was big. We didn't even reclaim it every year, because sometimes, and most of the time.
Yeah, but Melissa Lynn, have you ever seen like those true crime stories? Whenever you think you're going to be like, okay, I could talk my way out of this. No, you talk your way into a jail cell. Always. Say, if you are in an interrogation room, lawyer, legal counsel, whatever phrase you want to use, shut your fucking mouth.
All we're really quote unquote paying for is people's free time, and everyone's donating it because it's charity. So
yeah,
you know, that's the only expense that I know of. It's the only expense that I've ever really seen. And to be above board about it all, like, I've always been like, hey, if the expense is too much, don't fucking worry about it.
Well, he did say, like, I thought you were doing this, like, which one is it, Gerard? Are you carefully curating where the money goes? But then you flip around and ask Muda and Carl where it should go? You could probably can. But just seeing him flex. Yes, thank you on paper. Did you send it to me?
Like, I'll take care of, I'll hate the loss, because in my mind, it's all going to charity anyways. It's all going to a good cause, and I'm not trying to embezzle shit. I'm just trying to do things right.
Well, that's just money you're spending from your own, like, that's just a check you're writing personally. There's nothing, wrong about that.
So did anyone?
And I'm not writing into the foundation. So.
Yeah, but even if his dad was quote unquote handling it, you're still pushing up to this year that even donation, or if you buy merch, you do this, you do that, it all goes to a good cause, and none of it went there.
Oh.
Or not enough of it went there. Most of it didn't. Let's be a little generous and say that.
Yeah. Did anyone tell you?
You were notified that the money was sitting there the whole time?
I knew it was sitting there at a certain point, and that's what made me
I'll just let Enrage Gecko. I'll let your super chat speak for itself. I agree, but what the fuck did I just do?
Breasts.
But
Dr. Sex E Coco donated $15. Speaking of lawyers, today my father asked me to deposit 2 checks for him that were delivered to his house. One for $900,000 and one for $1 million.
Jesus
now,
Christ.
Most of that isn't his and I don't know where it's from. So if I stop coming to streams, I'm in prison.
So wait, checks that were your dad's money, you had to go put some. Hey, you're just the messenger. Yeah, maybe he was. Maybe they were for the Open Hand Foundation, so they weren't your dad's money. Not that your dad's doing anything shady, but
actively go about it. Like,
do you know when that point was?
I was made aware in 2021 when the money hadn't moved yet, and that's what made me go, "That's not fucking cool," and that's when I got personally involved.
See, you could tell like he didn't think. So wait, you knew for 2 years approximately, or at least almost 2 years, that the money wasn't going places, and you just. Oh, God. What's up, Insomniac? Yes, well, that's a good Chinese proverb. In one trying to dig themselves out of a hole, they often end up only digging the same hole deeper, 100%. He transfers money for clients, part of his job, escrow or something. Okay. Well, that's why reason your dad's in the position he is in. Listen, give me a pair of Arabian goggles. Obama, what the hell are Arabian goggles?
Involved to move it, and
did anyone?
2021, last year, 2022.
Yeah, did anyone tell you that the money was going somewhere before?
Yeah, maybe his dad was running some kind of scam.
Well, then were you being misled?
So weird.
No. No one told me anything. I assumed that it was all going to a charity, and I assumed incorrectly.
Okay, so you still thought it was going to the UCSF.
But my thing is, with what this dude is... But see, it's never enough. That's a problem. Once people get greedy, the greed takes over. Like, the Completionist had to be doing 6 figures a year, and this is before sponsorships and shit. Why? Why would you throw that all away for...
Whether it's UCSF or a partner that's also on our website, because we don't have any other benefactors currently. Like that's why I was like, well, they're taking care of it, but nothing was ever brought to my attention. I just knew that conversations were happening between Alzheimer's Association of America, AFTD Foundation.
He's way worse than Phil. You can't. I know people are gonna probably be pissed. No, Phil didn't say he was giving money to a charity and just stack the money there and do nothing with it, and then have golf tournaments, which. As much as I still hold that, look, if nothing legally happens from this, which someone was saying, a lawyer was saying to Camelot, that second video, I'm telling you, may come back and bite Muda and Carl in the ass. Because there's so many people chomping at the bit who were brown-nosing Gerard that are looking for any fucking... See? He's not going to be in any legal trouble, but it doesn't mean what he didn't make him shady. It doesn't mean that. Okay, so technically, there's a technicality that gets him off legally. He was telling you actively that they were donating every year. There was countless clips of him saying that, and he wasn't doing it. So what the fuck were you doing?
UCSF started a new organization, I think called like Bluefin or Blue Group.
Nick Nobody, okay.
Which is like supposed to be their 501c part of their organization. So I know I have a paper trail of us talking to other organizations as early as 2020 and 2021 in an attempt to pay them what they were owed. And most of the conversations we had from some of the bigger orgs like Alzheimer's, they were like, look, if you're not going to pay more than 6 figures or 6+ figures of what they asked for, then you're just going to waste it. So the goal on the back end for my family that I've been told is like, we're just going to raise a bunch of money and then give it to one org. And
but if it accumulates to the same amount over the years, which even if you gave smaller donations because of inflation, the smaller donations over time would have still been more beneficial than the lump sum, which is deflated in value due to inflation. Finances are weird. It still would have made more of an impact. So what are you talking about? The money's worth less now. Botrix is here.
Girls.
And like make a bigger impact rather than just giving smaller donations that don't move the needle.
Yeah, like see the thing is,
now I know why you guys complain when I breathe heavy into the microphone. I'll never bitch at you again for complaining about that, because it's like, I know I said it before, but it's like you hear the whistling. Someone has a booger. I don't know if it's Gerard. I don't know if it's Muda. I don't know if it's Carl. Someone needs to pick their nose and come back.
This wouldn't really even have been a story at all had whoever was running your website or your social media channels had just made that an apparent fact, to start off with. But the problem is, like, when you read the comments of some of the people that are donating, they think that money is going right there.
I actually tripped him out. I was looking for the one. Yeah, my voice is a little raspy tonight. Probably stress. I was looking for the one where he says, do you have any donations, as he's the character?
That year, right? Because that's just what any viewer is going to expect, right? Like if I ran a charity for like, the Palestinian, like Israeli conflict, they would think that if I raised $1 million, like on demand, or at least shortly after that stream, that money would be immediately connected to like an actual charitable organization.
You got the 15. Yeah, the 15. Well, really, I hate to say it, the difference between the 15 Pro Max and the 14 Pro Max. Yeah. I mean, cool if you really need ray tracing in one game. Great.
And that money wouldn't even touch my accounts. It would just go somewhere else. So that's what I guess people would have reasonably assumed, especially when they read like the articles from DualShockers where they read the headlines. It's like 80,000, 100,000 raised for dementia research. But if it's just sitting in an account, obviously, I think people are going to be very, very, very angry if they just see the filings as they are now.
Sure.
Oh.
Well, if that's true, shame on his dad then, if it's true. But it's like, I don't even understand that. Like, your son is a YouTube phenom. I mean, he's not like fucking critical or anything, but he was successful. He wasn't making enough money for you there. I don't know. Money makes people weird. Look up Chris Cool Mods Retro Beast up to 90. I know that thing goes for like $3,000. I was almost tempted because it's guaranteed that would be a video that would probably get 1 million views. But then I was like, yeah, that's $3,000. Even if it got 1 million views, I wouldn't make the money back on that thing. So, yeah.
I mean, look, I'm not trying to say, please don't make videos on me, because that's just what's going to happen. I can't stop you guys from doing your thing.
But I will hint at it.
What I do want to do is do the right thing possible, because in my mind, I mean, the most important thing to me right now in all of this is that, one, I'm not trying to dishonor or ruin the legacy of my mother who put me here. The reason why I'm on YouTube and why I'm here is because of the life that she's given me and the things that I have. You guys there? Hello?
Yeah. Sorry.
All right, my phone just suddenly.
You shouldn't keep. It seems like he's using her. We've already kind of established this, but it's all like, I get that she was your inspiration for the foundation and all that, but you need to stop, man. Who the hell's going outside? Okay, just making sure I'm not getting swatted. If Gerard wasn't friends with Jared and John, he definitely isn't after this. They threw them under the bus. Well, he brings up like what happened with Pro Jared here. He brings up like, dude, those are like what happened with G4. Like, those are nothing burgers, dude. Those really aren't a big fucking deal. You know what I mean? So this is on a different level than that. Like, people forgot about most of the other shit you mentioned. Like, all right, Pro Jared likes to whip his dick out and wear a Sailor Moon outfit. Like, the ridiculous allegations ended up being debunked, and he's just a horny dude who's like, hey, anyone want to see my dick? Donate for just $1 a month. You could help a man that fapped on May 1st. Yes, Trey Pang is absolutely awesome. Still not a Fear reboot, but it's good. Chris Phelan, thank you for becoming a member. Phelan. You know, so he brings that shit up, and I'm just like, it's not really that big a deal, dude. Like, this isn't even on the same level. Everyone forgot about the other shit. G4 that wasn't your fault. What happened with G4 wasn't even Frost's fault. People get pissed off at me for saying that. If they had good content, her fucking rant would have been a wet fart on the. I can't. Whatever. A wet fart in the wind. Well, that'd actually be kind of gross.
Won't light up. What the fuck? My phone is acting like it just died.
I can still hear you fine.
Yeah, we can hear you. We can hear you.
Anybody watch some good Discord porn lately? I know Abby has.
The last thing I want to do is ruin the legacy of my family, of my mom and her memory. Especially because this is such a personal thing for the last 25 years of my life. You know, I'm not trying to be like, do you guys want money to help me hide this? It's not what this is at all.
No, but I'll indirectly say it like that in a way that I can't be held legally liable, because if you want to talk off for the phone call, maybe I'll give you some money. But I'm not saying that though. I swear.
I'm just asking for
Baldur's Gate. That's still gonna, like I said, everything with me is crazy right now. We're still I trust me. I paid for the capture card and Baldur's Gate 3 for Jay. It's happening. Well, it did take me forever, and I barely played any of Pokemon, so I probably should change that. And I'm supposed to play Grand Theft Auto 3.
From a humanity
and Red Dead Redemption 2.
Perspective of, like, if I am the target of this, I have 20 mouths to feed. I have sponsors. I have a business. I'm trying to make video games. I'm trying to get out of content creation so I don't have to worry about YouTube anymore and do better things in the world. And I just know, because of my track record of things like G4 exploding.
Doesn't have anything to do with you. What do you mean 20 mouths to feed? I guess you mean your business, I'm assuming?
Me being friends with John Tron when he...
Yeah, but that's still, no one cares. That's not you.
He was a racist. You know, I've been a part of, like, you know, Pro Jared, like...
It wasn't your dick. Who cares? Like, these are all, it's not even on the same level, dude. Everyone forgot about that already. The stuff you mentioned is essentially, like, as bad as, like, the whole Big Cheese incident with me in 2014. Like, that does not compare to this.
Pulling one thread about the charity thing is going to upheave my entire life in a way That
I
scares the
know,
living
Cosmic. I
crap
need
out
to
of
play
me.
more.
And I don't want to go home tonight and tell everyone, hey, there is a gigantic thing coming to claim my career, and you all have to close down and find somewhere else to do. I know this is shitting me to say this. I'm not trying to ask for...
What did he expect? I mean, even when you look at like the shit that happened with me with the $1,500, what did you expect with $600 and something thousand? And then on top of it, you're actively telling people every year that that money's going places. You think that people are gonna like just let it go?
Sympathy or anything, but this kind of stuff. I mean, I've been following your guys' stuff for years. The stuff with Billy Mitchell, Carl, the stuff that you've done, Muda, with tons of content creators over the years.
He doesn't know anything about Muda. He's, yeah, you know what you've done with Billy Mitchell, Carl, and Muda. Those where you sit in front of a camera and talk about things. Yeah, Gerard, you watch him much. I love how DSP, when he was kissing Critical's ass, he's like, "Yeah, I watch stuff. I watch it. Yeah. No, you don't. You were just hoping you could get on one of the biggest creators' platforms on YouTube, and you would get more viewership. That's why you were fucking kissing his ring."
Like, there's no nuance to this. People are going to see this, and they're going to immediately go, that Gerard guy who's been nice to a bunch of people actually isn't very nice overall. Fuck him. Let's get rid of him. And that's the thing
Wow, it's like 70% of people in the entertainment industry as a whole.
that I'm terrified the most, because I don't have the power or opportunity for that. That's not in my control. I've got nothing in my pockets to do that.
Yeah, Ariel, you can tell by his face. Like, I know, Moody, you've done stuff on creators. Oh, that narrows it down. Yeah, I've done stuff on creators, too.
I have nothing. And so that's just where my head's at. I just want to be able to create content.
Yes, Moist Critical.
And do good in the world. And this is just going to... It's... Even if I survive this somehow, even if this is like... People are like, well, whatever. That's...
Beal, that is a hard fuck no. He has 20 Phil Burnells he needs to feed Comcast sandwiches. I know I'm spamming the applause hard.
That's how it is.
Yeah.
It's going to take the passion out of what I do. People aren't going to trust me ever again. I'm not going to trust myself ever again. And I'm just going to walk away from all...
What do you see? That's a weird thing to say, too. I want JCS to break this down. You're never going to trust yourself ever again. So that makes you sound guilty. You're never going to... Like, were you just saying word salad because you were nervous? What a stupid fucking thing to say.
All this. Like, I just... This is like me being like, great, so I'm out. Not just of content creation or...
Dude, I'm sold. I'll buy them. You know what's funny? Google Fish. See, I think of you guys because you act the fucking same a lot of times. Last night, the computer I got from Mini's Forum, which I am liking before, hey, Rich, Mom has to go to the hospital. Great. Oh, 2023. Anyway, the on a lighter note, the BIOS was in Chinese. So I just whipped out Google Translate and it showed me what everything said, and I got through the menu, and then I got the BIOS update that changed it to English anyway. But yeah, technology's crazy, man.
Or being an online...
But at the same time, it's cool, but we're getting to that world where machines are outsmarting us already, and it's just begun. The world of artificial intelligence is in the primordial soup stage. Yeah, because the bird was stealing all the money and buying jet skis.
online personality, I'm just gonna stop. I'm just gonna disappear and start over and never talk to anyone ever again. And
you're gonna do the fuck is his name? He was bodied by Blockbuster Critic, Life in a Tent. He became that other channel. I probably shouldn't even mention him because he's a psychopath. To even mention his name in passing. He's gonna do the. He's gonna make like a gaming channel where he doesn't use his own voice.
Spiraling that I've been dealing with the last 3 days of talking to therapists and doctors and just figuring this whole thing out, because I knew this was coming a couple of days ago because of the email, and I'm like, well.
Nope, I think you do see it.
They lost him.
Give him like a minute.
Yep.
Fuck, this is heavy.
Mm.
I mean, my personal belief is I really do feel like this is the internal civil war. I mean, he says, what can I do to make it right? Honestly, the thing he can really do is just send that money to an actual organization in its entirety. I think $600,000 plus is enough money to make an actual difference, right?
It doesn't matter. That's irrelevant.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter if he can make a difference or not. He asks people for money. That has to go somewhere, no matter what he does. That's a red herring.
He needs a therapist.
The money has to go somewhere. It doesn't matter.
He talks about a therapist in there.
But saying that I didn't want to give it here or there.
This wasn't even such a personal thing. Fuck, dude.
Yeah.
It's heavy. But yeah, I mean, the story is the story, right? Like, fuck, what's gonna?
It's just unfortunate.
It is.
Yeah.
He did donate. I mean, you know, you're talking in past tense.
Do you believe when he
donate
says that him and his dad are having this thing with each other? Because I find it like I kind of believe it in the sense that he knows that this could have blowed back on him, and he is the face of this organization. But I mean, it is family, right? Or do you think it's like he's just trying to throw his dad under the bus? And
but he even in 2023 he was saying that they're working with Alzheimer's organization, UCSF.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like he's doesn't appear to be that way when he's talking about it on in Indieland.
I'm talking
recently.
Like,
it seems like he was just saying.
Put my shirt. I'm talking like I'm in the fucking call with him. Can you put guac on my nipples? Guacamole is actually quite good. Oh, yeah, I'm gonna get the script so I could get script lenses for the Meta Quest 3. Why do I have this mic down?
That there's
He found out 2 years ago and confronted him and then played. But I just wonder what their end game was. Obviously, it was a long play. How were they going to flip if their plan was to flip the money? Either way, his career was ruined with this. But how would have they, like, what were they going to do? I don't know. It's weird. That's a good point. You've been a member for almost 30 months, mate. Ace Expanda, thank you. Maybe he had to ask someone something to see how to answer. Not that it really helped, to be quite frank with you. It didn't help at all.
Supporting all these. If he's upset that they weren't supporting these people, why is he publicly saying that they are supporting them? Like, it's just like completely the opposite.
Yeah.
Like he was just lying because he's saying that he knew that it was just sitting there, and then publicly saying that they are supporting these places. So he's admitted that he was lying, and it was not ignorance.
Well, didn't Carl say the money did stay in the account, Izzy? It's not that the money was moved. So it probably was that money because Carl was watching that. And the money just stayed in the account and didn't go anywhere. So it couldn't have been that they used the money and then just said, hey, I have over $500,000 sitting around. Here you go. So it's, yeah. I'm sitting here debating it too. I don't know. I don't know what the end game with this is. I mean, it ruined his career, so hope it was worth it.
Yeah. So, I think we have more than enough, to be honest. I think that's a pretty
yeah.
damning
Hopefully,
call.
hopefully he comes back, just to put a
Just wait,
lid on
we'll
what
wait
he
a
was
couple
saying.
minutes for it, I guess. But I mean, he genuine, like, at the end of the day, I don't know what he expected, to be honest. It's like I can't personally be guilted into not covering the story now, and I don't think anybody would be, right? Like, it's kind of like if Logan Paul sat down with you and told you, like, hey, please don't do this. I'm like, that's the story as it is, you know?
Yeah.
He was hoping that his golly jolly image was gonna protect him from shit like this. Surprise!
Yeah.
So it's just like the thing is like, if this was some fucking financial scam, it'd be a lot
Harvey,
easier
that's
'cause we
you've been
nothing to it,
asking
but I do
Wings.
feel bad because this was founded in like his mom's name, but you know.
Especially after he has like a Pepsi and Wendy's chili, dude. He's letting out a thick mudslide. He's letting out mud patties.
Well,
I
that's
think
not
the way that
some.
I'll
It's, you know,
portray
it's that just makes it worse. You know, it just makes it their actions worse. It's not like I got to feel bad for. I mean, I feel bad for the employees and the people that helped with Indieland that weren't involved with Openhand. You know, people who have no idea what's going on. Like all the people who think they're doing something good and they're like invested in it. I don't feel bad for him
the story,
because he.
The story for this is like, obviously, if you got employees working for you and people, it's like they don't know that they were inadvertently the faces.
And if by just some negative % chance, Ariel, that you just suck at like doing things like that and keeping track of it, then don't do it. That's why I would never have a charity foundation. Not that I would do anything sketchy with the money, but I'm a disorganized idiot. No, thank you. I would be like, hey, you want to donate to a charity? Find it, look into a charity and donate right to it. No middleman. Nothing to worry about. All goes right there. Agree with watching Turkey Tom did video, but it's a wild rabbit hole guy. Basically, schizo and believes anything told to him. It sounds like Chris Chan.
Of this organization, right? Because at the end of the day, it's like, and I mean, I'll make a parallel in my video. I'm like, you know, it's kind of like crypto scams themselves, right? Like when you're the influencer in the face of an operation.
Well, he's a large, big, hairy dude like me. Of course he takes massive dumps.
It's like what happens with the actual operation, they never get hit the most. It's the people that are the faces, right? So in this case, it's like Gerard and like the people that work for him are the ones that have the egg on their face. So it's like, what do you do from here, right? Like, do you donate that money and try to alleviate the situation? Sure.
Yeah, Ragnarok Gaming, never start a big thing if you cannot follow through, especially if it involves money, and especially if you would say that you're donating to a charity for something like dementia, or any charity, and then continually say you're actively donating when you're not actively donating. Oh my God, like you can't, this can't be any worse. It's not even like it was money he was directly pocketing and he wasn't, you know, it's, you said this was going to life-saving potentially research and it was going nowhere, and you were, in your own words, saying it was, you were actively donating it. Oh man.
But like, this makes me personally question a lot of other YouTuber charities, right? Like, because here's the thing: the
That's
IRS
why I'll
didn't
never
catch
start
this.
one.
Nobody else caught this. A whistleblower, me, had to sit down and we figured this whole thing out in like a week, right? And then to get kind of snarky responses from the organization. Hey, yeah, you disconnected for a little bit.
Ooh, something with Adam
I
Sessler.
think he's still trying to sync up with us.
I feel like Turkey Tom is pumping out a new video every 6 minutes.
I think it's still trying to connect.
See, now this makes me think maybe he was having a connection issue. Maybe it was actually. Dude, I don't know. There's so many questions with this, but he ruined his career. You don't handle money, especially that amount, from people who thought they were donating to a charity.
Look at it a little bit. But,
and expect any other outcome from this.
Yeah, I don't really know much more to go off on.
Birdman, you keep on saying what Jay says. He completed his career. You know what?
Congratulations.
At least he follows through. Gerard lets wings dump on his face. Well, doesn't involve my face. They could shit on wherever they want to.
Dr. Sex E. Coco donated $15. I used to be a chef. The restaurant I worked at was visited by Gordon Ramsay for kitchen nightmares. I served him a drink. He asked me if the ice was fresh. I said the ice was frozen. He then proceeded to paddle my ass with a raw tune for 45 minutes.
You had me for a second, you fucker. Thought you were being serious. Well, Sexy Coco knows my lore, or Jeremy knows my lore pretty well. He's mixing in when my first job I had, the guy I worked with would smoke a bowl of dust outside and then come back in and slap me on the ass with a wooden paddle that had holes in it. It was something this arts and crafts store I worked at sold. They're gone. AC Moore, I could say their name. So there would be no air cushion, because when you have a paddle and there's no holes in it, the air actually gives us somewhat of a cushion. It still hurts like hell. This didn't have that. Had holes in it. And he would get dusted and then coming back in, because he would go out for carts to get the carts, which was it was an arts and crafts store. There was like 3 fucking carts outside at most. Get high as hell, and then come slap me on the ass with a paddle. He was my friend's brother, older brother. Good times.
I think there's any question worth asking. I think this call was definitely good to have, because at least from my video, I will definitely shut on the fact that there are, I know it's off the record, but I can say that there are differences behind the scenes between Gerard and a few of the directors. And that's one of the reasons why the money wasn't moved, right? Like, at least I think it's fair to provide. No,
there's no. What?
Or at least
Gerard's like, you
right?
think that's the claim, but do you think that Gerard would say, hey, we need to donate this money, and his dad's like, no, we're keeping it? I just don't believe that conversation would happen.
Yeah.
Like
you don't know. Who the hell knows? Doesn't matter either way, though. Gerard was the face of it and actively, promoting it.
Really? Someone
making him seem like the jolly, friendly gaming guy, which gave him a lot of opportunities in the gaming industry, which he did profit from. So even if he was like, Dad, let's donate the money. No. All right, I guess I'll go back in Indie Land and say we're donating when we really aren't. And clout, yeah. And it worked. He was the gaming nice guy.
Someone in their family is like,
how'd
saying,
that work out?
I'm not giving away this money that you raised.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. There's
Yeah, and he stepped down from some shit too, didn't he? Hey, Dad, how's your night? I got the flu with 101-degree fever. Jesus. 0.1. Can I get a mix of sounds to soothe the diarrhea loads I'm dropping? Oh, you got that. That's what happened with me with COVID, man. I had violent diarrhea.
Breasts. 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 Breasts.
Boobs.
Yes.
My explosion of satisfaction.
What? No way.
And now I'm going to masturbate.
I think that was good up.
I don't know. We you can just say that there are claims, and then you can just like tell the audience, like, now you can just believe what you want to believe out of this. We just did all the due diligence, so we're covering our asses, right?
Should we get a like a Gerard to write something?
Like a written statement?
Yeah.
Sure, yeah. We can just ask him, it's
If
like, if you could write a written statement of your side. you know. No, we can just write it in.
Yeah, the flu is brutal.
Okay, we know you're having connection issues at the moment. I think we pretty much asked all we needed to ask. If you would be comfortable in writing your thoughts or a statement for us.
It took me a long time. I didn't get COVID. Even when my family got it, I missed that. It took me a while to get COVID. If Gerard publicly mocked Muda and Carl as jealous boys to flex everything, ignored the backlash, then maybe he'll have a chance. Yeah, well, he already did none of that.
Just to...
And it's funny how he's all scared here, but then he flipped around and then made that video and basically threatened Muda and Carl. Now, again, you know, I've made multiple videos on topics, but I also don't try to dig into like financials and go beyond a league that I'm in. I'm not the IRS. I wouldn't have, like, I still think the second video they made may come back to bite them in the ass. Make videos on something, but when you go into out of your league, I guess you could say, and essentially what they did is audit him. The first video ruined him. The second one may come back to bite Muda and Carl in the ass, especially if he gets away scot-free. Because there still is completionist sycophants out there. Why, I don't know, but...
Just so we can have your side to present. That's all... I think he's having a... Or he's just connecting in. But, yeah. Whew. It's gonna be a video.
Yeah, there's something shady going on with the dad too. No, I do definitely respect both Muda and Carl for doing their thing. I just hope, like I said, like the second videos that they made don't bite them in the ass, because, you know, like I said, people are looking for anything. People can't stand me because I've made multiple videos on the Completionist, and I didn't audit like his shit. I'm just the messenger talking about the stuff that's been found. And my issue wasn't with Muda and Carl making multiple videos. They can make 10 videos. Look, Gerard, it's justifiable, but, you know, people are looking for any excuse to exonerate him because he's the good guy.
I think it's just like, yeah, he's having those things over there. We can probably just, yeah.
Yeah, we'll just go. Yeah.
Call?
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll step into a different call.
Dude, it's, yeah. I was thinking about, because we're redoing this set in next year. And I'm like, man, it feels almost like just like yesterday. I just got this set. And I'm like, wait, holy shit. The first time I launched this set was in 2017. It's 2023, soon to be. Do you realize that in less than 4 years, this set design it'll be a decade old? So time flies, man. And thank you for watching me for a decade. Isn't that nuts? Yeah, it's makeover time. Jay's coming down here probably in January. Don't want to guarantee anything. And yeah, it's time. It's time. They talked to his dad's involvement. Did they really? Yeah, dude, my set is old now. What's up, Smash? Yeah, but it's time. Like, there's some of these YouTubers change their set like once a year, which I think is extreme, but, you know.
Oh, boy, that was fuck me. I think it does make it bad that this was definitely the mom, and they were doing it in her name. Okay, I'll just say right now, there was definitely there was a lot of guilt tripping throughout that entire video.
Yes.
Or throughout that entire call. We absolutely have to cover this just for this fact that this is an actual piece of fraud. Like, this is legitimate fraud. There's
I'll do something clean, Izzy, but it's time.
no question about it.
It's old as fuck.
The whole idea of
What's up, Jeff?
Because we have clips of him talking about charities, right? That's not. Hello?
So, can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
I'm here.
Yeah, I can hear you. Yeah.
To answer your question, Carl, I don't have an answer. You know, I think that's my fuck up. I have personally donated to AFTD and Alzheimer's Association over the years, and that's where, again, I assumed the money was going there to support them as we were talking negotiations about working with them. I don't really have a true answer for that, and that's on me completely, and I will own up to that. But, you know, again, it doesn't fucking matter. You guys are...
Yeah, but you held these big events every year, and you had this big spectacle with celebrities, literal Hollywood celebrities there. Wouldn't you want to make sure everything was in a row behind the scenes, so in case this ever happened, someone wouldn't be like, hey, you know, when you had Jamie Lee Curtis on your show to get money for dementia research, why is the money not going anywhere? That's weird.
You're going to say what you're going to say, and I can't
Come
stop
on.
it. But the important thing is that all the money is still in the account. None of it's spent erroneously.
To
it's
mama
all
breasts.
above board. Like, it's not hiding in a Cayman account or anything like that. And that's the thing about 501c's is that, like, if I did any of that, the minute I did any malpractice of that nature, literally the government would be like, hey, we're coming after you. And that's, you know, at least legally speaking, everything's above board. And I understand that the question isn't so much legality and so much more about morality. And
that is horrifying. Listen, Jay, have Jay eat the dingleberries off your bung with his tongue. When he gets here, absolutely.
you know, me advertising this event and
maybe with
showing
intro guy,
people
maybe
sponsors and all that stuff. I totally get it. And, you know, I don't know how much you guys heard of me before my phone died. And
don't
I'm sure
know,
you're tired
Gaffs.
of hearing me talk. But, you know, I'm at your guys' mercy as to what to do. Well, what would you rather have me do in the public space right now to do right by you guys? Because that's all I want to do is do the right thing, and I'm gonna have ramifications no matter what way
anal
I turn
yard.
it. I just want to be able to handle this appropriately and move forward.
Honestly, for me, it was just be like, so.
See, that's what I'm saying. Which one is it, Gerard? Oh, we were curating and being very picky. I was trying to use a fancier word as to where the money went to. By the way, do you know where the money could go, guys? Aren't you doing research? So you're just going to ask two other fucking YouTubers where the money should go? I thought you were doing all this fucking research. Oh, you weren't.
Again, just to recap everything so far, you guys have been running the Open Hand Foundation. It is your guys' 501c. You ran Indieland. You moved money from your Indieland yearly into this account, and you believe that for a while the money was being donated. And
Dude,
there was a bit
clarify,
of a...
to clarify, I did not take any. Me and my team did not touch any of the money personally through Indieland. It was all connected through the appropriate Tiltify.
I think Nightbreak Dreamer is because I don't shut the fuck up about my streams in my videos. It's not that I'm like, I do like a 1 minute plug, but I'm like, hey guys, I have a music channel, which 5 of you went to, and I have a live stream channel, links below. Yeah, it's amazing when you actually mention things, people participate. Weird. You would think I would know that by now. We're doing this over a decade.
And
full time
all
anyway.
The 501c orgs that are on Tiltify. So it's not like I was moving money to wash things by any means. Just to clarify that we are officially through Tiltify and through the above board right means I did not move anything, any money for that. Just because the way you said it made it seem like I was moving money into accounts, and I that's not what I did by any means.
Yeah, I think that's the reason, Smash.
my
I
clarification.
think that's the reason.
I guess on that topic, I mean, yeah. So, but Openhand was paying expenses on behalf of Indieland, correct?
Wait, LP, are you serious, or are you just fucking around?
Sorry, what was that?
So Indieland is a separate thing from Openhand, but
Correct.
were you saying that Openhand was paying expenses for Indieland though?
Only some years, and no more than a couple $1,000s, depending on the year. If it was too much money, just to make it right, because you're not supposed to really do that especially when you have no operating expenses.
Like, just think about this for a second. All right, now they're going to go into blah, 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 blah numbers. But imagine you found out that they did have some, like, kind of real shady plan with the money. And you're doing this in your dead mother's name, who died in such a horrid way, too. I mean, at least now we don't know what their plan was, at least. I'm hoping he's just a complete financial incompetent idiot, which is becoming less and less likely. But if it was that they had some kind of long-term play that they were trying to do and they got like 1.5 million in there, they were going to be out. Something like that. And they were going to try to find some way maybe to launder it. I don't even know if I'm not a tax attorney or a lawyer. I don't know if you could even do that, where you could take it and find some way to launder it so the government doesn't find out. Fucking glasses are greasy. But
I'd only reimburse myself and I did it appropriately through the open hand when
Richard
applicable,
Basucci,
but not every
Rap
year,
Records
and
Foundation.
no more
I like
than,
you, Wes.
than a couple $1,000s maximum.
Yeah.
But it wasn't like a safe haven of like moving money and spending money on purpose. Because again, that all goes against.
Okay.
But Openhand,
Yeah, that
Openhand
all
and Indieland they have to be kind of the same entity in a way. Otherwise, it wouldn't be an
Maybe.
expense of Openhand to pay
I don't
for
know if
Indieland
they'll do
if
it,
they
though.
weren't, kind of
The
one and the
company we
same.
work with.
If that makes sense.
Sorry, could you ask the question?
Yeah, so
Ask the question again or clarify?
yeah, so Openhand and Indieland are connected because Openhand is
Because of me.
No, because Openhand is paying for Indieland. Otherwise, Indieland, if it was a separate entity, Indieland would be paying for itself, not Openhand. If that makes sense.
Correct, but not every year. Not every year does Indieland get paid for by Openhand. It comes from me and Indieland is not its own organization. The company that I founded for the Completionist is the company that puts on Indieland and all of our charity events. And typically speaking, we don't reimburse ourselves unless it's
very true.
Paramount to how much money we spent. But it's never been more than a couple grand, and it's not been every year. It's only been a handful of years.
Okay. All right. I guess to really come down to it, the reason your reasoning for the money or at least the company's or organization's reasoning for the money being in the account that wasn't really distributed to these charities year after year is because of the fact that some of these organizations told you that if you donated too insignificant of an amount instead of a large amount, it would not do as much good.
That makes no sense. Money is money. What charity goes? You could donate $1 to a charity. What charity goes? Oh no! You got to give more than that. That's a fucking lie, dude. Come on. There's not a single charity that goes, oh, that's not enough money. 10 CDs. That just shows you how old GTA 5 is old enough that they still sold it on CD-ROMs. Or do you mean DVDs? Has to be DVDs. No. That's not true because it was only, I could believe it's 10 CDs because it was only a couple DVDs for the 360, right?
Correct. That was what was conveyed to me multiple times from multiple organizations.
Okay. Yeah, and again, this is just me like bringing it up from the record. It's
Well,
like
it was
some of these organizations, like the
PS3 used Blu-ray, and towards the end of that life cycle, the Blu-ray actually came became a factor. It was pretty cool because you would have multi-disc games for the 360, and then they would just fit on one Blu-ray for the PS3. Yes, we can put the RTU hoodie back in the store. I'll tell Jay. Yes, DSP Foundation. He would do, but that's what it just does. That's a lot. I have never heard of an organization go, "Oh, you want to give 1,000? Nah, you got to give 20,000. Won't do anything." Like it all adds up. It's, not that my stream is a charity, but imagine if I had like, come on, guys, you got to give at least 10. I wouldn't. My streams wouldn't make any money then. Like it's ridiculous. It makes no sense.
Alzheimer's Foundation, right?
Yeah.
So
Alzheimer's. It's an association of Alzheimer's, I believe, is what it's called.
Association of Alzheimer's. So again, with these organizations, it's like it almost like the way that you make it sound. It's almost like if I went to their websites and donated $20, they would kind of tell me, "Hey, donate more because it's just going to go to administrative fees," right? Like that's it.
I mean, like when it comes to like streamers, I think it was
Cucumbers.
Asmongold that said this. Yeah, don't take like $1 donation from a tip because I think like PayPal takes half of it. I don't know. That kind of makes sense. But to say like, oh my God, no donations under $5 or no super chats under, that's madness. That's fucking madness. And it applies 10 times more for a charity. Like no charity is going to go, oh my, that's not enough money, Janelle. It's over. You got to leave. It is not enough money as I burp into the microphone.
It makes it hard to kind of believe that point. You know what I mean? And for us, it's like when you say that you've been in talks with these organizations, what do you mean like in talks? Is it like a long-term partnership? Couldn't you like have written them a check right there and then for this specific year and then year after year, like the money comes in and out?
Yeah, the idea was we wanted to donate the money.
I
to
have
an
not scratched my
organization so that
taint
they could send
yet
a representative or someone from their organization to come forward and talk about all the good that we've done working with them and making them like the new benefactor that we've been looking for, or multiple benefactors, depending on the amount of money that was donated.
Okay.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So as of now, the money, as far as your understanding, that $660,000 roughly is still sitting in your like that charity account, waiting for a benefactor at the right time.
I mean, as of this week, we've been having conversations about moving it as early as today or tomorrow, just because the pressure I got from you.
But see, that makes it seem worse. That makes it seem worse. I actually filmed the unboxing to that, Jared Hughes, and should get a 20 CD changer that has been in a truck. Should you get? Check it first. Usually the things that go like that are the laser, especially if it was in fluctuating temperatures. Make sure it runs properly, and try burnt CDs, because a lot of times, even if a laser is dying, it'll play a regular printed CD, no problem. But CD players, even though they look at burnt CDs, if they're a CDR, the same as a regular CD, they have a tougher time focusing on burnt CDs. So if the laser is on its way out, it'll have a tougher time with the burnt CD than the regular CD. You didn't expect that much of an answer, did you?
You guys, if I'm being quite honest. Not that I was trying to save face, but like this is a private fight that I've been dealing with for months with my family, and I even told my family, hey, this is the last Indieland I'm ever going to do, because this is the 10th year anniversary of my mom's passing, and when I kind of found all this information out, I was very unhappy with what things were going, and you know, the ramifications of this are going to be massive for everything I've ever done in the space. And
well, have you read the
more of a reason that you should have been proactive, especially when you know how people are when it comes to giving money for a charity. When they find out shit like this, people understandably lose their minds.
response that Jacques gave?
Which one?
Well, both. Have
The
you
first
read?
one or the second one?
Have you read any of them?
I read the first one, but I've not been around today.
Okay.
To see the second one.
Because he said that what Open Hand was doing was ethical, and they haven't done anything wrong, etc. So it's kind of conflicting, definitely conflicting.
Oh no, it's not a tape deck. Mini disc is different. You youngins.
Opinions on whether or not what was going on was, appropriate or not.
500 a month to be a sugar daddy on Tinder. No, thank you. Dude, this girl started talking to me on Instagram. And I'm talking normal. And I was like, what do you do for work? I kind of, like, you could tell, but I'm like, maybe I'm just being stop being such a pessimistic. She wrote, I'm an escort with an X. I was like, oh, okay, blocked. Instantly. Call Boogie.
Well, I think the ethicalness of it is talking about the government and the laws and how the organization on paper is. Like, we've never, again, no one has ever gotten paid any kind of personal expense or salary, or like there's no tax front. There's no one doing anything erroneous. We're not shifting money and hiding it from people.
Hey, look, if that's how she makes her bag, I'm not knocking that, but that's not how I get my pussy.
It's all, every dollar's been accounted for and it's there. And
yeah, no one insinuated that. Like, personally, I didn't insinuate that. We were just asking why the money wasn't donated. It wasn't.
Yeah, because if that was a reality, the public filings would have just showcased that you guys would have worked more than 0 hours.
Yes, I will set an alarm at 3 a.m. to wake up Wes, even though I'll probably be up anyway. And I'll call Googlefish. I'm sure he'll leave me. I think he's left me a turd was the last picture he's left me. Nice big log.
And you would have charged money to yourself. So nobody
Absolutely.
should logic.
Look, man, sex work should be legal. It ain't my bag, but I could still say it should be legal. There you go. Never paid for a hooker in my life. Should be legal.
Be making that specific claim. It's just the idea of ethicality when year after year you can run events and you get the article that say we raised $80,000 for dementia research.
Like, what the fuck is the big deal? Because it's morally wrong. So don't pay for a hooker then. If you think it's morally wrong.
Right now in this call, no one has been the beneficiary.
It's freedom of choice. Enjoy it.
Quantitative capacity. And that's really where the idea of charity fraud
I think, you know what I think it is?
What we
got me on a different subject now for 2 seconds. Is that there's a lot of people who would probably, like, if sex work became very accessible, there's probably a lot of people who would have no restraint and fucking cheat and fuck. That's why. The people who would probably be the first to fucking utilize it if sex work became legal, like prostitution, are the ones that are against it because they're afraid if it became legal.
Received and the second response privately, if that if that was public knowledge, like when people were donating at the time,
how are you,
Suma?
Suma?
Issue, right? Like, we wouldn't talk about this, we wouldn't have this discussion. But now that it's, you can look through public filings and you can see the story by yourself, it becomes a different situation.
The rich, lonely housewives.
Well,
they could call me.
I'm not trying to ask for forgiveness. I'm not trying to hide this, but what would you guys like me to do? Because I want to do right by everyone involved on my side.
What's up, Sandra Sun? If I'm saying it wrong.
I know I can't. And, you guys are some of the biggest creators in the space. When you guys whatever you guys will say, this is going to follow me for the rest of my life. And I just want to be able to do right by you guys and by my community and by my family at this point. And I just want, I literally am about to like donate all this money today, and prior to that, earlier this week.
Yeah, it is low. Sorry.
And I've just been sitting here crippled trying
That
to
was
figure
my
out
fault.
the best way to handle this, because I felt like if I donated the money the minute you guys emailed me, it'd be a situation of, well, he's trying to hide it and he's admitting guilt by doing that. And I never felt that way, but I understand completely that you guys could easily argue that, and it would just make me look more like a scumbag. And you know, I just wanted, you know,
Nah, even if like a woman wanted to pay me, I want to look, like I said before, we were talking about marriage. I have no problem being with a single woman for the rest of my life. Like, not single, but you know what I mean. Why I need to get married though? Just be with the woman or man. Like, that's it.
I want to do right by you guys and what you think. When you guys got the email and I said, please tell us about benefactors, that was genuine, because I haven't found a benefactor that I'm completely happy with. And I want to make sure that this money goes to a good cause in honor of my mom. And I'm upset that the conversations I've had haven't gone the way that I wanted. And I'm willing at this point to just donate the money.
How many times has he mentioned his mom? It must have been 5 or 6 at this point.
Money to whoever. I want it to go in the right spot. I don't want it to go to some doctor's salary or some expense bill for a massive organization that it's not going to do anything for. So I guess what I'm asking you guys is, what do you want me to do as soon as possible? If it's like, hey Gerard, we want you to shut up and take the L so we can make content.
They
that's
banned
fine.
Pornhub?
You guys
No.
think is the way to go to call
Is he
it a scam?
right?
Sure, but
I
I'm
almost
not trying
don't
to scam
believe it.
anyone. I would never try and scam in honor of my mom. Like, this is, I would not be outward facing knowing that I can get raked through the coals for this when I know.
Oh, that's dude, that's newsworthy. Are you fucking serious? Let me tell Jay. Listen, Quantum would love this. They banned porn in Virginia and Utah. Did I say the 2 right states? Yeah, they banned porn there. News story for tomorrow. It actually happened. That's old news? Oh, well. Oh, that is old news. You have to show ID now. I knew because you. All right. I thought they just flat out banned it. Like, wow. I thought something changed with it. I heard about the ID, which is bizarre. Here's my ID. Here's the porn I'm jerking off to. Really? Yeah, he's like, I don't want to just give it to a doctor's salary, but I'm like, but if the doctor's the one doing the research for dementia and it's paying the salary, so they'll do the research, isn't that a win? I don't know. I have to shit, though. I'll be right back. Ladies, this is why the ladies come to me in droves. Yeah,
we looked at the logs.
And no, I did not wash my hands. I'm kidding. That would be absolutely fucking disgusting.
Say every year we're a 501c3
Oing, 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 oing.
organization. Where everything.
I get what you're saying. Like, he knew he was going to body him. But then again, you could say that about me with some people I had on where I played the nice cop. Yes, I stared at the logs. You know what I mean? So, it is what it is.
Thing is public. You know what I mean? Like, it's contradictory for me to be like,
Pulse attack.
it's going to a good cause, but also I'm tax evading or embezzling or whatever it may be.
I mean, because if he was piss and vinegar with him here, what would have happened? You know what I mean? It would have just turned into... It just would have fell apart and they wouldn't have got as much info out of him.
So no one's suggesting that.
No, there's no tax evasion. Nobody's, again, like looking through the 501c like P filings. No one could say in a million years that what you were doing is...
Yeah, I'm a master manipulator. I got to ask Wings about that. Like, what does he think that I did that was master manipulation?
Indicative. Hold on, let me just actually delete something off of the system here.
It's almost like I said I was giving over $500,000 of money to charities and it went absolutely nowhere. Oh, wait.
According to the according to the filings, nobody could say that you were moving money. Like I said, nobody was being charged or billed hours. So you're kind of like, in my opinion, that's not even a point to be talking about. Just doesn't really apply in this situation. The only thing, and I feel like that you should do that could make the situation better, is that $60,000 that's currently.
Bodies count at 300 dudes in 1 year. Yeah, let's flip it though. If there was a dude who banged 300 chicks in 1 year and wanted to settle down, most people wouldn't bat an eye. Right? Yeah, I manipulated Keemstar to turn gay. That is true. My AI images. You know what I'm saying? Like, society's weird like that. Like, women are supposed to be like these like sweet angels, and guys could fuck whatever they want to, and no one cares. Breaking news: women like to fuck too.
Sitting, that should, instead of being earmarked like we were told by a member of the organization today, should actually be going to a beneficiary, because at the end of the day, $660,000 is going to make a difference, right? And it should have made a difference in the last several years as this foundation was operating and receiving these grants. And that's really what you can do. It's like, there's no shame in realizing that things got fucking wild behind the scenes, but the only way to make it right is
that's me again. That's me.
And to actually, I guess,
that's my fault.
Do work, but I don't know. Like, it's. I think the deception angle.
I mean, that's someone who has a sex addiction, male or female. That's like work. To find 300 different, doesn't matter how good looking you are too, to find 300 different people to fuck, that's like a job.
Because it is, in a way, a deceptive angle for the last several years that this has been happening, right? And it's,
right.
It was going to have to come out at some point when somebody was going to look into the filings, right? It could have been us, it could have been, Coffee, it could have been anybody, and that's just how.
Yeah, I hear you on that, though, but this is a tad of extreme, JFE. And that's why I'm not like a piece of shit, but I'm transparent about my flaws, and I don't try to make myself out to seem like this. Like, yeah, I'm a fucking abrasive asshole. I know I am. Have I fucked up? Absolutely. But I don't know. People like this image of, what's up, Julie? People like this image when it comes to a public figure of like this. I don't know. The brands actually push it forward too, more so. They want someone who is as brand safe as possible. And the more you put on a G-rated fake front, the more you're applauded.
How the situation has unfolded.
Yeah. Well, what about you, Carl? What are your thoughts?
I don't know, because it's a tough situation.
That's why I keep lowering Carl's voice is so loud, so much louder.
I mean, the question, there's two questions here. One is more important. The more important question is what morally should be done.
Depends. You could fuck 300 people, but if you're careful.
Which is just the money donated. And then, because, I mean, that's what you've been saying. That's what you've been saying. That's what this is all about, you know?
Well, you just described Boogie, Izzy.
Ultimately. You said you were going to do something that hasn't been done, so it must be done. And then, as far as how to come out of this in the best way possible,
existing,
publicly,
Sir Yubasan.
I don't know.
Yeah,
I just don't know.
That's gonna have to be like between you and the community, but I think nobody should. And listen, at the end of the day, I don't like. You're not, and I'm gonna say it like it is. Like you're not like the people that I usually look into the space like Logan Paul. So I am coming at this from an incredibly sympathetic angle. I'm not doing this to rake anything.
On this phone call, you are
over the coals. It's just a matter of the fact, like, this is one of those situations when I looked at it, I was very flabbergasted. And I think looking into this situation,
I safely assume that he did. I don't think Muda would have posted it if the call was not.
What really fucks with me personally the most is now I'm going to question
Breasts.
a lot of other YouTuber charities or a lot of
Solid
other YouTuber
Crusader Sex Addiction donated $15. Hey, rich YouTuber mom influencer Ruby Frank has pleaded guilty and will serve prison sentence on February 20th. She was the one who starved and handcuffed her kids while making YouTube videos of them.
And
Vote for me as naturalized president to legalize open sex.
Legalize open. You mean legalize sex work? Then I would vote for you. Even though I wouldn't participate in it, I would vote for you. Yeah, she was the one who gave, like, parenting advice, and she was like the worst parent on the planet. The irony. It's almost like people who want to point fingers at other people are projecting.
events, because when I'm like when we're receiving letters from the organization, the Open Hand Foundation, really anyone that says, hey, we're a 501c charity, we have to follow U.S. federal law, everything, that's great. But what we just witnessed here is, you know, a charity operating, making these claims, saying that you're working with people, when in reality the money is just kind of sitting there. It's going to make me question almost every YouTuber charity that I've ever donated to or worked with. And I think that's that's the thing that fucks with me the most, more than just this story, right?
Yeah, but you could also, I mean, look, I just said it, and I think Carl said it too. You can just donate to the charity of your choice and skip the middleman, or you could look into the middleman if you really like the person and their cause and make sure they actually donate the money. Your choice. It's that simple.
Yeah.
But
what's
yeah,
up,
I guess that's
Phil's
really all
Juggle
that
Boxers?
can be said. You know, at least that's all I have to say. Carl, if you want to say anything else.
No, I definitely feel for you though. You know, I'm
for sure. I mean, this is a big civil thing.
Yeah, it's obviously not a good situation, but
yeah, even Ariel, when he
I take
mentioned
it that you guys are dead set on making pieces about this.
her brain and spinal cord in his reply video.
I'm definitely covering this. I know Carl is, and if Carl is, I am as well too. It's kind of a two for. We both been working on this, so it's really just contingent on one or the other.
All right. Well, I guess that's it.
Man, he passed at 27, huh?
That's
It's
all
young.
she wrote. All right. Well, I appreciate your guys' patience and understanding. You know,
That's why I'm being quiet.
how much
It's
I can
just
really do
interesting.
here. So,
well, I appreciate you coming on.
Yeah,
I appreciate you talking.
Appreciate your time. Appreciate you coming here, being forthcoming. I know that obviously you've been in talks with lawyers and everything. And again, As far as off the record stuff is, I'm going to obviously keep, any mention of you and, your disagreements with your dad really out of it, because I know that's a very private personal matter. And that's not even germane to the entire video period. We just, obviously, we're going to look into it. And I think, listen, completely off the record over here, I think the best thing that can happen now is, like, obviously make these donations, and that's really what it comes down to.
The full game is out.
Boobs.
If you've been having these arguments behind the scenes, maybe the best way is to say, listen, this wasn't the most ethical way to really handle this situation, and you should have been upfront about it years ago. But the money hasn't disappeared, right? And this is in my
Mudahar is making it like he's playing good cop right now. He's making it like if you just donate this money, it won't be that bad. Yeah, sure.
Opinion, absolutely. Like if it's not, if the money hasn't gone to like Lamborghinis or a mansion or some stupid shit, then it can still go to the right places and do the right thing, and that's all that matters, right? That's all anybody wants to see. If this was a situation where $660,000 went to like a fucking like epic video game collection, then I would fucking be incredibly pissed, and like I would be so fucking scathing that it would be absolutely out of character for me. But if the money is there in the accounts, then it should just be donated to the right charities, and finding a beneficiary as early as even like next week is probably what you and that team should be doing. And I'm not saying the Open Hand Foundation has to shut down. I think going year after year, if you're going to go down this road, then writing a check to these companies, whether or not that money is a big enough amount, because like looking at these filings, you're making tens of thousands, up to like 6 figures. That's enough to make differences. And if you're going to tell people that you're donating to these charities, then you should just make that happen year after year. That's all that I think should be done. And I think you do have a way out of it, right? Like, again, the money wasn't misappropriated. That is the best silver lining here, right?
Yeah. Well, I think it has to go to where you said it was going to go, ultimately. I think it'd be worse if you didn't give it to the organizations that you've already named, I mean, even if you think...
Yeah, because if you were telling people may have specifically wanted to donate because of the organization you mentioned, you can't go, left turn here, we're going here instead.
I think that they aren't the best. Unfortunately, you said it was going to go there. If you don't send it there, you've just been lying. So it just has to go to where you said it.
That could very well be the case. Speculation, but...
It was going to go.
If he's willing to... put a veil on for this, Lord knows what else he's lying about.
That's where people believed it was going when they donated.
Sure. Yeah.
But,
I mean, yeah. Sorry, go ahead.
No, it's just, listen, like, the money's there. You just give it to the people that you said that your organization was giving it to, and that's the end of that. That's like, I think that is like, and, Carl, feel free to disagree with me. I think that absolutely puts you in a very good position in front of the rest of the world. It's not like you're fucking Logan Paul where you took $1 million of CryptoZoo and you're not giving it back.
But you know what's funny? No one really cares about that anymore. Logan Paul's doing just fine. Huh. Life is strange.
Money hasn't even disappeared. It's still there. The right thing can be...
It's like you could be famous enough where you get to the point where you could just be a terrible person, minus some exceptions, and everyone after a while just be like, all right.
Done. So it's just a matter of, going
What's
past
up, Manfred?
The structure and the mismanagement of that organization and just doing the right thing,
Yeah.
Putting the foot down and, that's it. Because you're the face of this organization, and I definitely think, if you push hard, no matter what issues are in this organization or what you've talked to with these companies.
Yeah, Gerard isn't there, Ariel.
And I don't think all will be right. People will be helped, You'll be furthering a very noble cause, especially in your mother's memory. And I think that's the most important thing.
And I would... I was just going to say, I mean, obviously, I don't like...
she has to get her gallbladder removed. Nostalgia.
I don't particularly like the comments that Jacques made saying that obviously you know something's wrong, and obviously Open Hand knows something's wrong because, as you've said, you've been in meetings, you've been in contact with lawyers, etc. So obviously, there's a problem. But then Jacques is trying to tell me that, no, everything's ethical, everything's legal, we've done nothing wrong.
I don't think Gerard's going to get a pass. Not that he should. It's a certain, well, or maybe he will.
Et cetera. When obviously no reasonable person would think that's the case. So just maybe consider, you probably are anyway, but just, I don't know, just say.
Yeah, I agree with you, Dead Man. Well, he may not be as innocent as you're putting on, but do I think like he had some kind of plan to manipulate? I don't know. But this is why, if you are a idiot with money like this, don't do shit like this. And it kind of still doesn't, even if it was just negligence and he hadn't had zero plans for anything nefarious, you're still a scumbag because you were like, I don't know where the money's going, but I'm going to tell people it's going somewhere, and I'll get the clout and the notoriety and the access to different opportunities because I'm the nice guy. You get what I'm saying? Like, it still is sketchy as fuck.
If you're going to make another comment, make it more honest,
Sure.
At least from the
I mean,
yeah, from open hand, like from open hand.
No,
like
not
official.
you. You've been great. Like, this is a great conversation with you. A lot. Like, these conversations, I'll be honest, are so tough to have with anybody, just because, like, again, that's like, I'm not here to
can't
make
be crashing in my
allegations that I think
place.
are unfounded. So I'm not blaming you for, like, fucking tax defrauding or like embezzlement or like laundering cash, because if I wanted to prove that,
But
I
you
could have
both kinda
already
did
proven
later
it
on.
and confronted you. We're just looking at a situation of like legitimate, like one could construe this as a charity fraud situation, right? Like, money was supposed to go, didn't go somewhere, but best case scenario, things can be redone, and things can be amended. So that's really all it is.
Yeah.
But yeah.
The public wants honesty. I think the public's pretty smart. So if open hand.
Yeah, but didn't he say he was stepping down from the board? He had to have. He wasn't just the face to the full, as much as he's trying to make it out. He wasn't. He had to know something. It's impossible that he didn't.
And if I just gave them these comments from open hand, the public is not going to like that at all, because it's just not reasonable. So definitely, going forward, open hand or whoever talks publicly should be just completely straight up with how they feel.
Well, then no one would donate.
But anyways,
so.
honestly,
I mean,
that's all I can really say. Go ahead.
Do you guys think the comments we made to you made you to believe that we were hiding the money?
No, to me, it was just like the money was there in the account, but there was just no beneficiary. So when we watched the Indie Land, streams back to back, right, all of them, and we hear that the money is going to Foundation A, B, and C, and then Jacques is telling us, no, we're still looking for people. That's a fraudulent statement. That's the issue we have. And most people really, yeah.
Yeah. And just to be clear too,
Who is Greg Wilmot?
Indieland is the only thing that I'm a part of. Any other fundraiser, whether it be private or public within the open hand, I have nothing to do with. Just to be clear, because like Indieland didn't really start making any large amounts until like 2 or 3 years ago in the way of making an impact. So like when you see there's 655, that's not just from Indieland, that's from other stuff. So like I have nothing to do with any of that. I have the amount of what Indieland has raised, and
Greg was his former business partner. Okay.
Going to dictate to donate. It's very close to the total amount, but I just wanted to be clear with you guys, because I'm trying to do the right thing here and not get in trouble any more than I'm going to be.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Look,
all right,
before
guys,
we end this, I don't think
Yes.
there's a lot of trouble, personally. I think if you got the money there, it can be appropriated the right way. Because honestly, the audience, they want to see a good ending to everything. If you were buying Lamborghinis or mansions, like I said, whole different story. But I think if this money can be appropriated right, this can obviously end in a very good way with people being.
No, I have not. Still alive. Yeah. I haven't.
Well, that's the only way to move forward, anyways. I mean, there's no other.
Mm-hmm.
There's no other way to go about it. It's just something that has to be done.
You know, people
and
are
whatever the outcome is, whatever the outcome is. Yeah.
Thanks, guys. I appreciate your time.
Thanks, Gerard.
Yeah, man. Thank you.
That was Carl saying that you're fucked.
Sure.
Before I let you guys go, I just want to reiterate, if you could just keep the family stuff to a minimum of like.
As he mentioned his mom, like probably 5 to 7 times throughout this entire call, but okay.
This topic, the dementia stuff, it's not that easy. It's never been easy, and it's very personal, and that's why this whole thing has been so difficult.
I'm keeping it to the charity and like the money and why it hasn't moved. I won't personally be mentioning anybody family related and the personal hell that you honestly have to go through. That's like a fucking no-no for me personally.
What was the pro Jared tweet?
And I'm sure on Carl's end, that's something that obviously I think we can abide by. That's just an ethics thing for any journalist, really.
I feel like aside from the Billy Mitchell stuff, I'm usually not too, I generally keep it pretty factual, or I don't. I'm not like a drama. I do talk about drama, but I'm like a Keemstar or something. Like I don't go too hard. I just sort of keep it pretty.
Yeah, you went pretty hard.
Factual.
You went pretty hard.
I don't really provide much commentary or anything on top of that. So yeah, I won't do anything that you'll find completely disrespectful.
Yeah. But we are going to just obviously talk about the story as it is, and it's a tough story, but I think it's.
Do you guys have a timeline roughly when it's coming out? Just because I want to be able, not to get ahead of it, but I want to be able to like, how much time do I have to force the organization to donate the money and to, because like. This
so I guess
just
your
a matter of,
campaign
like,
for
donate the money,
2036 is
like,
ruined, huh?
I'm gonna resign myself of Indieland and
it was stolen from you,
and,
Pulse Attack,
and walk away from all of it because I this is just gonna. I know the internet's gonna run with this and beat me to the pulp, and I don't want to have anything tying this back to me ever again, and just move on. If I do Indieland, this year we were talking about Indieland not even being a charity event, but just being a networking event / game jam for developers, just because the amount
that no one's gonna want to be a part of now.
I mean, we're half a charity event and half of an indie game incubator for other people, right? Like, we help developers find publishers, and we, sometimes I publicly invest in a game if I think it's really great and I want to support them. And there's a lot of great memories and great moments and great things found out of the positivity.
Yeah,
of
whose
what
alarm
Indieland's
is going
supposed to
off?
be, and I want to keep Indieland going in the sense of that, but after this, I just don't think I can do that anymore, and if I do, there's going to be zero charity aspect to it. It'll just be for indie developers specifically. But anyways, I didn't know, is this like a thing I have to worry about tomorrow? Do I have a couple of days? Like, what's the vibe?
Carl, when are you releasing?
I had a plan, but
is it
I
the
wasn't.
Same day that you told me, or?
We'll talk about it. I don't know, and I don't want to think about it right now. Because honestly, Gerard, I wasn't even going to talk to you. So I sort of had a plan, but now that I've spoken to you, you've told me more of your side. So I got to have a think about. I got to change some stuff. Think about. I got to incorporate that and think about what I want to do.
YouTube is such a weird place.
Sure.
So weird.
But yeah, mine is contingent, obviously, on Carlos. So we'll talk about it, but we'll get back, and if we need.
No, they didn't go easy on him.
Yeah, we'll talk to you.
Yeah, I mean, I think if
they got him to talk.
If you want to write something. If there's any updates on your end, let us know. So just keep in touch.
Yeah, And honestly, I really do. I just want to, before we end this call, I really do think that because of the
last few weeks, still
it's,
alive.
in my opinion, pretty unethical. But again, the very big silver lining is the money is there.
There's no silver lining.
It can all be like done right. You know, this isn't a situation of actual embezzlement or, you know, money being moved to the fucking Cayman Islands.
You know what I think it is too? Like, Logan Paul was okay in the beginning. It was Vine, and it's every day, bro, and all that stupid shit that they don't do anymore. But they never had, like, the Paul brothers, at least as far as, they never pretended to have a squeaky clean image. Like, at least to the degree that he did anyway. Maybe they did for a while, but not like him. So when they do stupid shit, it's like, well, all right. When he did it, it was career ending because he's like the fucking Santa Claus of the gaming community.
There's some cryptocurrency offshore.
Friends per second. And people are it's a better podcast than anything you made. And it's like a fucking Gerard's looking down at his phone, and it's like people having like a 20% energy level conversation. Man, you got me.
A situation that can be rectified for very positive sakes. But yeah, that's all I gotta say.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks, Gerard.
Take care, man.
It's not even
take
that.
it easy.
People like look at all the people who follow terrible people on YouTube who know they're terrible, whether it be in the political space or otherwise. They don't care. But when you have an image of being this like jolly G-rated, everything's morally on the up and up dude, then when you do something like this, it's gonna hit 50 times harder. Yeah, everyone already hated them. It's a good point. Well, the fill ain't going to happen tonight. I'm probably going to end this after this. I lied about the poll. I didn't have veal that needed tenderizing. I was referring to shockingly stroking my penis until it completed as Gerard's career. I'm sorry for the deception, but the poll helped my poll. Yeah, and he's also a fraud, too, who took well over $1 million of people money and isn't just like, yeah, I'm not giving it back. Like, how does... Well, Ice Poseidon's another one that's always been known as a turd, where he flat out said... And then, like, let's just finish this first. I think it's done.
That's all she wrote, man. We got it.
All right. Where Ice Poseidon's like, I could give the money back, but I'm not going to. Like, he just flat out said, I'm not giving the money back. It was a pump and dump. He made a crypto. People bought into it. He ended up making like $250,000. And he was like, nah, I could give it back. I should give it back, but no, not going to happen. Yeah, I am losing my voice a little bit, so I can't even really stream anymore if I wanted to. I'll be back, well, today now, I believe, with more content. And I will see you guys later. Have a good evening.